Hear me? Okay, great. Hi. Uh, I just flew in from Cebu, so I'm just going to speak from my notes. So don't really have a presentation. But Josh asked me to talk about how social media has impacted media, especially in the Inquirer group. And that's a very interesting topic to bring up because in Cebu, I was just in Cebu. One of our paper there is called Cebu Daily News, and it's a community newspaper. And much of the stuff that we talk about now in social media, even before actually it would happen in media where you would get people who would go up to the paper, they would call, they would show up. People show up at the Inquirer with exposés, by the way. They really just show up, and they don't realize the editors don't come in until the afternoon, so they're kind of sitting in the lobby. So it has happened. In fact, in Cebu, the big issue now that's being discussed is with the Cebu International School, where there are two students drowned in a field trip in Morong, Bataan, and it's a pretty big case because the students were children of very prominent families in Cebu. So I was just discussing that with the editor there in Cebu Daily News, and she was saying like how she was like working all the phones, calling everyone in Cebu, looking up Facebook pages and all to regarding the issue because it's a pretty big one in Cebu. But so how has new media, new technology impacted that? The biggest impact is that it's accelerated the process tremendously. And that's a huge, huge change because before we would have a feedback cycle, but you would you would write a story, someone would call or send a letter to the editor. Now it happens instantly. And many of our reporters have gotten used to that. Many of our reporters tweet, many of our reporters get their information through. We have most of the interviews conducted now in the paper are kind of conducted through Facebook, actually. I'm sure many here are in media in the audience will agree, especially a certain senator who was incognito for a while. Everyone was talking to him via Facebook, you know. Okay. So that's one part of it, okay, that it's accelerated the process tremendously. The other part, and part I'm really excited about as a journalist and as an editor, is that, and I was just telling Maria this earlier, is that in the old days, media was basically a sausage factory, meaning we would produce excellent sausages. I'm a big fan of sausages. I love sausage. But you don't know what goes into the sausage because newsrooms tend to be rather opaque places. And we're now moving to a space that where Rappler, Inquirer.net, GMA News, and all, where all our reporters, if you just follow all the reporters and all the editors tweeting, you're gonna sort of get a sense of what's happening in the newsroom. So we're moving to what I call the open air kitchen version of the newsroom, where the purpose of an open air kitchen is that when you walk into a restaurant, you can technically go out right up to the chef and see what ingredients are going into your soup or your stew or your dish. Most of the time, many diners don't do that. But the fact that the kitchen is open air, raises your trust level. You feel like I can do it at any time, so they're going to be. So in a way, it has democratized the process of news. It has many professional journalists feel that their game has to be heightened because in the old days it used to be about you were a journalist because you had access to the tools of journalism. Now everyone has access to the tools. So what separates you from the guy who has the tools is your skill in using them. So professional journalists now feel that they really have to work hard to distinguish themselves from from everyone else who has the tools. Okay. And now in the open air kitchen allows you to do that because in the open air kitchen you can see how we work at the story. And a lot of our leads and information now comes through social media. Okay. I know there are a couple of top editors of the Inquirer who are now on Twitter. So they have asked me not to disclose their Twitter handles just yet. Because, no, honestly, because what happens is if their Twitter handles are exposed, then all the PR people are going to start swarming them. So, you know. So those are the two main points that I would like to make. One, that the process has accelerated tremendously. And two, that it has democratized media and in many ways made media more honest and may also help us in our sourcing. We now have more voices that we can capture. Before, it was only the really, 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 really noisy activist people who would get heard in media because these are the people who will camp out in front of the Inquirer and stay there all day with their handwritten, with their. Our ombudsman just showed me, Nenny just showed me a 12-page handwritten letter of complaint she got. And she was shocked because in this day and age, she thought, I never thought I'd get handwritten yellow legal pad mailed from somewhere, from a province somewhere, about an article in the Inquirer. So it's democratized the process, it's accelerated things, and it's done so in such scale that it's really transformed the media landscape. It's made media feel more part of the community than ever before, and sort of like taking media back to its roots as being part of the community. We bring out the problems that the community faces, we bring out the potential solutions to those, and we tell the community what's happening inside the community. Thanks.